Harry, you've had some big moments in an England shirt, but you've just kept them in the World Cup. How on earth does that feel?
Yeah, it feels amazing, to be honest. Yeah, what a crazy game, obviously. First and foremost, playing against a tough team, well-organised team. Going behind, but kind of after that first hydration break, I thought we upped the level, we looked good. I mean, their keeper made some unbelievable saves in that first half. And it was just about pounding the rock, keep pounding the rock, and our moments will come. We spoke about people having hero moments. It can be anyone in the team. Whether it's me, a save from Pickers, a block from the defenders, whoever it is, we have hero moments. And yeah, for me, it was the day.
Your first goal kept England alive, of course, but your second one, that celebration, was that 80-odd minutes of frustration coming out?
Yeah, I think so. I think you have to stay patient in these games. The last couple games were very similar, and obviously when you get to knockout football, the pressure is higher, the risk is higher. But we spoke all week just about being ourselves. And from an attacking point of view, it was probably our best game of the tournament so far. Obviously still things to work on for sure, but ultimately these rounds are just about getting through. I think the boss spoke about it before the game. This one and the next one are two difficult games for different reasons. The next one obviously away in Mexico against Mexico, but you know, we're in the part of the tournament where you have to grind wins out, and that's what we've done today.
Special scenes at the end with the fans. They're still singing now, but we also saw you go into a huddle. What did you say to the rest of the squad?
Just told the boys to enjoy it. You know, sometimes as an England player, when you go through tough games like this and games that you're expected to win, you don't really celebrate how you should. You know, we're the same as every other nation. We're through, so enjoy it. You know, we're in a World Cup. We're fighting for every moment, every little margin. So I want the boys to enjoy it with the fans like we did, and then we go again in 4 days.
And the way England finished that game then, that has to be something to kick on from, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. We spoke even from the Croatia game, you know, the subs will make an impact. We got wingers who are fresh, who are coming into the game and keeping the level even higher, and you saw that again today with B and Ant. Just over 90 minutes, you know, we're tough to handle, so yeah, ultimately just pleased for everyone involved, and hopefully we can keep it going.
Well done today, Harry.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
For the Three Lions then, a trip to Mexico City for the round of 16. How about that for a game? England against co-host Mexico on July 5th at the Azteca. But at the Azteca, Thierry Henry, if they start like that, it may not end like that.
You don't want to go there too soon, right? But you have to address the situation here. If they start the same way that they started today at the Azteca, dealing with the altitude, which we don't know how the weather is going to be. It's one thing to play in a dome and to play outside. And so the Mexico that we saw yesterday, and now they played, I don't know if you're going to be able to come back against a team that still didn't concede a goal. And so we all know that this guy, Sir Harry, can be in a situation of he can open up any team at any moment, but you can't start like that. And you're not always going to have that, as he mentioned, that cooling break that can give you a little chance, because Ecuador yesterday, after the cooling break, they were already in trouble. So they reversed it. That's the most important thing for you guys. But I mean, Harry Kane, he was just humble there and being a captain. But every time it's him saving them.
And is that okay that we rely, or I should say they rely, on Harry Kane all the time?
Yes, they have to rely on him, because you need one player that is the difference maker. He is the difference maker, and they should rely on him and give him the support, because he will win the game for you. Every team needs a guy like that. Argentina has Messi. France has more. Norway has Haaland, and England has Sir Harry. So absolutely, we enjoy seeing him playing, and he's doing this for England. So look at this goal. This is a crazy goal.
You know, Zlatan, and we were talking about it off air. You know how hard it is to go and reach, to go and finish. Normally when you go and reach, you go with your laces. He goes with the inside of his foot, almost here, to be able to wrap his foot around. He's almost falling. You know how hard it is to keep your balance at that particular moment and go and reach. If you go and reach, normally you fall and you hit with the top. You kind of hit. But he puts power, redirecting the ball, hitting the ball here, going around it. And if we can have the picture, because he is almost in the air, kind of in a weird shape when he hits it. You know how hard that is? At the end of a game, to generate that amount of power at the end of a game. Declan Rice was dead If Declan Rice is dead at the end of the game, you already know the level of the game in terms of physicality. Sorry, it's difficult to have that amount of power. I think the whole country was with him when he did hit that. Have a look, please. And Zada, please explain.
Looks a little bit confused.
No, but
we're gonna show you.
Look at it. Look how it is. Now, if you
this is power.
Look at this. Look at this. Look, he's almost. Look at this. Look at that. No, not almost. He's falling. Do you know how hard it is to generate power?
But he has to fall. He has to fall to make that shot. He cannot stand because.
If I do that now, I break my back. America, that's tough. That's a tough skill.
Yeah, the ones who
wow.
Harry,
Sir Harry, sorry. Sorry.
That's why he's...
But we're going to show you afterwards how to shoot.
Okay, yeah. Well, maybe we should reenact that in the...
Sunday night into Monday morning. Before we even look ahead to that, look, if you aren't going to be at your fluent best, if you are going to struggle at times with your performance, you need your big players, don't you? France will do it, Argentina will need it, Brazil will need it, Spain will need it, and England need it sometimes.
I said at half-time, Tuchel, he's based his team around Harry Kane, because he's a genuine superstar. Yes, we could go into details about what he doesn't do, but when you've got a special player like that who doesn't need much space in the box and can finish like he can, that's exactly why Tuchel is doing that. Yes, the performance could be a lot better, but it's about moments. You said it yourself. Argentina, Messi, France, Mbappe. I just think with England now, he is the one who stepped up when they needed him the most. He's an absolute hero.
What now? What now, he was quoted as saying, because he just keeps back to the wall. Harry Kane is stepping up for his country. I love the aggression. I love the fire in his face. He knows that wasn't a good performance, and he knew he was going to have to dig deep. And I don't care what you are as a superstar, there would have been moments in that game where he's saying, am I that guy? Am I going to be the guy today? And when it needed to happen, header in front of goal, and that last finish was a talk to me.
Oh, it's incredible. I think for both goals, I thought his header was a brilliant little bit of movement and a great goal. Yeah, the keeper can do a little bit better, but the second goal was incredible. And he's just such a top player. We're seeing all the best players in the world perform at this World Cup. You've got Messi, you've got Mbappe, Harry Kane, Miles done well. And Haaland, he's England's, superstar, and as Mika said, he's the hero for us. A few things need to clean up. I weren't too sure on midfield and the defence at times today, but the main thing in knockout football is you get through, and thankfully Harry Kane has done it again for us. Not only get through, but find a way. I mean, that's the other thing, isn't it? And Thomas Tuchel has talked about progression through this tournament. I don't know if I shut up whether we can hear this. No, is the answer. We'll try and find out. Maybe when we talk to him, we'll try and find out what he said. But it is progression. It's get out of the group stage, then get through the first knockout stage and build and build. There are going to be questions, as Wayne says, Joe, and we'll come on to them. But at the moment, it has to be just job done, does it?
100%. I think so. I think you've got to enjoy this moment, and they've made a real big thing of this. Right now, they've got the job done in a difficult circumstance. Their captains come through, they stuck together as a team, they've had to change multiple positions during the game. Crowd was starting to get a bit edgy, weren't they? We heard it in the first half, but they've got through it. But there'll be no doubt the debrief now going into these next couple of games is massive. I think Thomas Tuchel has got a lot of answers from tonight's game. I think
he's got a lot of answers.
Yeah, right. from tonight's game. I think there will have been questions, and I think he's got a lot of answers in terms of some of the individuals. I think performances were not great. Obviously, we know Harry Kane. I thought Jude Bellingham was excellent. He kept going again. But I think he'll have a lot of answers, and this is where now he's going to need the squad, because normally the team who started the tournament, not the team who finish it.
We're just seeing DR Congo at the moment, and what a World Cup they have had as the England players look towards the fans as they sing Wonderwall back at each other. Look, everybody of an English persuasion is happy they've gone through. It's hard not to feel an element of sympathy for DR Congo, even though they were on the back foot in the second half. Yeah, they started really well in that first half, and as the game went on, England grew into the game, and you're looking back at that Visser chance, aren't you? That potentially could have put them 2-0 up at the time. They didn't take it. But again, you've got to give England credit for that, because they was resilient in getting back into the game. I feel around the whole context of the game, England were the better team, but DR Congo had very good moments within the game, which
on another day could have went a different way.
The difference in the last, sorry, Joe,
No,
the difference in the last 20, 25 minutes was Saka come on, I thought was a threat. Anthony Gordon come on, who I thought was a threat. And they got balls in the box, and then when DR Congo were heading the balls out, they were picking up the second ball and they were going again. That was a big difference.
And I think that's what's really good to see is the fans, because at half times the fans were sort of in disbelief, but these scenes here with fans enjoying it, Kane there, it's just absolutely brilliant to see, because it could have been so bad and they turned it around and they can enjoy the night tonight.
These moments are phenomenal. These are the moments where you could just drop the mask for a couple of minutes. You can drop the mask of being an elite professional who's in a World Cup, who's got to be on it every single day, sleep, recovery, training. You can just have 2 or 3 minutes with your fans who've travelled all the way out there. That's when it starts going through your mind, all the effort that people have made to come out here and to share that special moment. Drink it in, because it can go. And England they're on a journey, no doubt about it, and they made it difficult. But that was stuff like that I love. I absolutely adore seeing that.
Genuinely, in these situations, these tournaments, that's your only sort of 3 minutes of release. That's why they're important. That's why they're important to the players.
I think so. I think when you're going to that tournament to win it like these guys are, the focus that goes into it every single day, the seriousness that you need. Of course, you have little 5 minutes here and there where you're having a chat and you can switch off and talk about families. But I mean really, really enjoying your work. Those 2 or 3 minutes there, singing Wonderwall with your arms out, with the English fans in that stadium, will be a special, special moment.
Well, football's nothing without the fans, isn't it?
It's not. It's really not. And so much effort has gone in from these English fans travelling over. Look at that. Look at these beautiful scenes.
It just gives you that extra percentage that you need to go to the next level, don't they?
Yeah, 100%. It's the only time you really, because the players obviously they are in preparation and you're out in your hotel and you're preparing for the next game. It's the only time now the pressure's dropped, as Joe's saying, for that few minutes. The pressure's dropped, and you're enjoying it. You're taking these moments in and these are moments you'll relive over and over again in your head.
Is there a greater positive of coming from a goal down to win rather than maybe just going through 1-0? Can you take more out of it?
Yeah, I think it feels a lot better because, again, like I mentioned before, that resilience. At one stage, it looked like England were lost. Even though there was creating chances, there wasn't that combination, there wasn't that rotations that we all wanted to see. But throughout the game, they got better and better and better. And that's where you lean on the big superstars in the team, whether it be Jude Bellingham, whether it be Harry Kane. I think the subs, we talked about Southgate at times maybe not making the subs at the right times. Tuchel made the subs at the right times. Gordon, Eze was brilliant. Even the tactical switch to put Rice to right back on the first goal, he was heavily involved. I don't know if that's something he'll do going forward, but today it certainly worked.
Well, he's been forced into that, I think, because the injuries which we've had, and I completely agree. I thought the subs were outstanding when they come on, and part of that is because he's been brave enough not to play with Saka. I think in previous regimes we've seen players playing because they're the best player, but he's been brave enough to leave Saka on the bench. He's changed Anthony Gordon and Marcus Rashford, so he's kept them hungry, he's kept them on their toes, and then you get the rewards of that. So you've got Saka to come on off the bench, you've got Eze to come on. You've got Gordon to come on with that hunger, knowing that if you do well, they might start the next game. So I think the manager deserves credit for that, but still, I wanted more. I think there was more from that England team.
I think when we talk about, we use the word bravery, and the first goal is exactly that. What I showed before the game is that underlap, whether it's from your fullback. Rice was in a fullback position when that happened. But it's so important because Tuchel there, he's saying we want more. Keep the intensity up and go, make runners. He always sort of directs his frustration to Spence. But in terms of this year, the Arsenal trio there, Rice in that right-back position. And what's interesting here, like I said before, making those runs in behind, it sort of frustrates the defender when not knowing where to stay or whether to go. And then you've got Gordon who comes on, puts in a really good delivery, and then who else but Harry Kane in that position, Wayne?
This is purely anticipation and reading the game and his understanding of the game. You see him here in the middle of the box, starts to get across the defender, but as Anthony Gordon gets this out of his feet now, it's just that little movement. As soon as the defender takes his eye off Harry Kane, it's that little movement to get around the front for him, and it's a really good header. Yeah, the keeper can do better, but how many times have we seen Harry Kane do this? Being in the right position. We spoke about Haaland exactly the same yesterday. This is why they score that many goals.
Yeah. I tell you what, Bellingham had a few of those chances, didn't he, in a similar sort of area, and we're talking about Jude Bellingham being the England saviour, but Harry Kane just stays, he's relentless, he gets that movement, gets that free header. I agree with you, Waz, Mpasse can save that. He 100% will be so disappointed with the game that he's had.
Difficult to criticise him after the game he had.
Of course it is, but that's that's the life of the goalkeeper. Of course, we talked about Jordan as well at his near post and those slight little misjudgments he's made. He's thrown a hand at it and not got enough, and he'll be really disappointed with that.
Records keep racking up for him, as you saw there. He's gone above Pele to joint 6th on the all-time World Cup scorers list with 13. Take a look at his second goal.
I really like this goal from a few different points of view. I think Elliot Anderson has the ball here, but what I spoke about before the game was wingers staying wide. That allows Jude Bellingham, O'Reilly being in a position where he's attracting their midfielders to him. That allows Jude Bellingham to be in that number 10 position. So from that position, he can make these runs in behind. And it's a really good run, it's a really good pass. And then he gets a shot off, it's a really good save from the goalkeeper. And then Anthony Gordon reacts quick to it. And then this is just sublime. Gets it out of his feet. Doesn't have to look at the goal, he knows where the goal is. And that is technique, it's power, it's just so much going on with that goal, which is... to try and explain it is very difficult. It's touch there, bang. It's instinctive,
Is it that
incredible.
second touch that gives him the space and the angle to then whack?
It is, but then, as all great centre-forwards, he doesn't have to look at the goal, he knows where the goal is, and his technique to score there.
He trusts it so much, Waz, from my point of view in goal. I've got 4 DR Congo defenders around him there, and not once does he panic. He just wants to get it out of his feet. He knows his angles, he knows the trajectory that he wants when he turns and he swivels and he hits it. From the moment he left his foot, he would have been celebrating. That is not getting saved.
What's so difficult as well from a defender's point of view, because he's not the quickest. Oh, look at these.
Yeah. It's been raining in Newcastle by the looks of it. Manchester, where they've decided to do it indoors.
That was similar to here.
And there it was in Birmingham as well. And we'll go... And then to Wembley, finally.
I thought I would have seen more beers flying around.
It is only 7 o'clock in the evening. There's plenty more time. Wait till Sunday night, Monday morning. Goodness me, there'll be an awful lot there. Is it just going back to the Harry Kane finish? It is. If he'd have looked up, he would have given the DR Congo defenders a chance to.
Yeah, he would have, but he doesn't need to. That's what I'm saying. You must remember, you know where you are on the pitch. He'll know. The little percentages, little fractions of where the D is, so he'll know exactly where he is. He'll have been in this position so many times in training, in other games, that he knows exactly what is surroundings. He knows the defenders around him. He knows where the space is to put his touch, and as soon as his touch goes into that space, he knows exactly what he's doing. It starts outside the post and whips it back in, and he hits it absolutely perfect. The goalkeeper has got no chance. You could put 3 goalkeepers in there, they don't save it.
There's the race for the Golden Boot. He's brought himself level with Erling Haaland after Erling Haaland got the goal to beat Ivory Coast yesterday. Lionel Messi has a game in hand. Important to point out in that race for the goal. It's some race.
Look at those names.
It's some race. It's unbelievable.
That's what you
isn't it?
sign up for. That's a World Cup that you sign up for. Those names performing at the top level.
Just going back to the Harry Kane thing, as a defender in that situation, because he's not the quickest, you feel as though you've got him. And when he turns, so if you look at where the 2 defenders were, they were thinking it's sort of job done a little bit because you sended him away from goal. But as you guys have mentioned here, he doesn't need that much time to get the accuracy and the power to get it in there. Because all you want to do is, you don't want him in the middle of a goal. You want to push him as far away from the goal as possible. But at any angle, because his shooting technique is so good, he's so difficult to mark. I would say, oh, no problem, shoot from there. And then he puts it in the top corner. And it's so difficult to adjust your position because you sort of don't know what he can do. And when he does it at a speed which you don't expect him to do it at.
Where do the 3 of you stand on what he said to Kelly there about it being England's England's best performance? Because at half-time, you could be critical about how England had played and the fact that they weren't creating that many chances till after the water break. They were definitely the dominant team in the second half. So do you agree with him, or do you think he slightly overplayed it?
For me, there's big concerns. Obviously, we're all delighted that England have gone through, but there's big concerns there. And in particular, when England lose the ball, they are so open against a better team. And listen, I give DR Congo a lot of credit for how they played and they caused England some problems. But against a better team, I think we're in big trouble if we don't sort that out. We're so open in midfield. I think that the connection isn't great between the back line and midfield. Yeah. Full-backs are struggling. Nico O'Reilly done well tonight. Full-backs are struggling. Madueke had struggled. There's just no connection. There's big gaps in the middle of the pitch, and that is a big worry for me.
Well, it was...
And I don't want to sound too negative, by the way.
Well,
But that was pretty negative.
No, I know, but I've got to be honest with what I've seen, and that's not just this game, it's in previous games. So I think that gives Thomas Tuchel, what I said, there's answers. I think he's got answers of what he's got, and he really needs to look at that, otherwise we'll go out.
Well, it's very fair to draw attention to that, because Thomas Tuchel isn't going to go back there and tonight, when they get back to the hotel thing, yeah, everything's great, is he? I mean, he will have recognised the same problems, and there are problems to solve.
And I think that's interesting that Harry Kane he doesn't say things for the sake of it. It may well be their best performance in terms of the chances that created, and there were plenty of good things, but I think it highlights of how much clunky of England have been so far, because I think it actually was their best performance, but that highlights that they haven't exactly been purring. They had some great moments against Croatia. Struggled. Tonight they had a lot more moments where they struggled, but they did look devastating when they really started to put the pressure on.
Just quickly, the right-back position is a conundrum.
Yeah.
You've had Declan Rice had to fill in at right-back.
He looked the most in control.
Jed Spence has only played, 298 minutes at right-back. He's used to playing on left. And to someone who's played full-back or who hasn't played full-back, you might think, oh, well, he's played on left, he can play on the right, it should be the same. But it's actually not, because your body positions are completely different. You're crossing from one side. I think he really struggled today, Spence. And I don't want to keep going back to who we haven't got, but when you've got the injury to Livramento, it is a problem. When Kwanzaa went out, if you wanted to play him, it is a problem. Reece James, and now you're thinking, could have Trent's quality give us something different in this game? Those are the question marks that he'll probably be asking himself now, because if you want to go with Rice at right-back, then you've talked about the midfield. You lose Rice's pace and power in that midfield area. So I think there's certainly things that England need to look at if they want to go further in this competition.
We've seen it before where players come out of retirement. I think the minute Livramento got injured, I think he should have been right on the phone to Kyle Walker, because Kyle's still more than good enough and more than capable of playing in this England team. So I would have been on the phone to him saying, listen, we need you here. Can you come out and help us? Because that could really cost us, and I'm worried on them.
OK, we'll come back to that discussion in just a moment. Let's get more reaction from England. Elliot Anderson with Kelly.
Wow, Elliot, quite the game. How do you reflect on that?
Yeah, it was a good game. It was tough. We knew what they were going to come and do, and it was exactly that. Really hard to break down, and we just stuck by each other and went till the very end, and thankfully we got through.
We've spoken a lot about the importance of Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane, but today I think we saw just how important your captain is to the team.
Yeah, definitely. Big game players, you know, we look at these players and look to them to get us through the next round as well, but we build the foundations and try to get them the ball, and they'll do their stuff. So yeah, I thought that both of them were amazing today.
You've spoken a lot about how difficult it is to break teams down, but how tough was it out there today, and how much better were England when the changes were made towards the end of the game?
Yeah, definitely. I think we grew into the game, although I think first 20 minutes we were poor, and then from there I thought we were actually pretty good. Just struggled to score. The keeper was amazing, fair play to him, and yeah, the subs made a massive difference. It was good. Talk us through what the skipper said to you in the huddle at full time as well, because there were some special scenes out there. Yeah, 100%. Enjoy it. I think that was his main message. We're through to the round of 16. Go and enjoy it with the fans, and then we'll get our head down and work from it. Are you able to enjoy it? Yeah, definitely. I think we've just enjoyed it in the change room there. We'll have a good night to enjoy it, and then we'll get back on it. Thanks for your time. Well played. Thank you. Cheers.
Let's just remind you then on how England's path to the final looks. That is some games. Sunday night, Monday morning. You'll watch it with us. You'll be able to watch it with us here live on BBC One. Mexico, in the Azteca, get through that. It is Brazil or Norway in the quarterfinals in Miami. Are you excited or are you crying?
I'm
I couldn't work out what you were doing.
I'm excited, but I'm nervous.
Right. And then it would be Argentina, a lot of people would think, in the semi-finals. Let's get Alan Shearer's thoughts still in Atlanta. Enjoy it tonight, but recognise there's stuff to work on. That seems to be the message out of the England camp.
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously the big picture is you got through to the next round and you're facing Mexico on Sunday evening, Monday morning. But it wasn't a good performance, and I've got the same concerns as I had in the previous 2 or 3 games about us defensively. Going forward, I thought it was better today, but we've spoken about the big hitters so much in this tournament, and rightly so, and we have to bring Harry Kane to that, because his 2 goals today I thought were absolutely superb. His movement for the header was great, but then the second finish, there's not many centre forwards in the world can produce that piece of magic. The way he turns and swivels, and the balance is incredible, and then to get the direction and the power into the roof of the net, that was some strike.
Do you take comfort from the fact then that, as we were saying in the studio, like several nations, England are also there with a man who can get them out of the hole if they need to be dug out?
Yeah, you've always got a chance. I think what we've learned from up to now from England is that obviously their 2 most important players are Bellingham and Kane, and I thought that was exactly the same today. I mean, Bellingham was really unlucky, but for the goalkeeper's couple of brilliant saves. He was the one that was trying to drive forward. He was the one that got forward for the goal as well. And then, of course, you're on about the brilliance of Harry Kane in front to goal. But in terms of defensively, I agree with all the guys in the studio. There are far too many holes in front of the back 4. And when we did give chances away, they scored with the first one. They should have scored with the Wissa one. And there's just not enough quality from wide areas. I thought his substitutions were very good. Gordon more than played his part in the goal. And putting Rice into right back position worked, because he was the one that got forward and played a part in the goal as well. So he's got a decision to make as to whether he actually thinks about putting Declan Rice into a right back position. I would be, if he asked me that before the game, I'd have been very reluctant to have done that. But he's got a big decision to make of whether he does that, because he can add a little bit of quality in that position where we've lacked that with the players that he's picked up to now.
OK, Alan, thank you. Enjoy your trip to Mexico City. That will be some experience. Arthur Rice is right back then in Mexico.
No, I wouldn't, because I feel like he can give too much in that centre midfield area. If you're going into the Mexico game, which is going to be at altitude as well, I feel as though you're going to need his energy in midfield. I would probably go with Konsa right back and put Stones alongside Gahina. I think that's a better balance for the team. You might need to tweak it at some part of the game, but no, I would have Rice's energy in the centre midfield.
I wouldn't want to. Listen, Declan Rice can play in so many different positions. He's a top-class player. But the options he's got...
Are we ruling Spence out then? Is that what we're saying?
I wouldn't rule him out. I think he's had a bad game.
OK, we're going to continue on iPlayer. We'll have plenty more reaction on there as well. But just before we go here on BBC One, time to hear from Thomas Tuchel with Kelly.
Well, Thomas, you can breathe now, but I imagine that was a lot more stressful than you'd have liked this evening.
That we have liked it, yeah, but if everyone gets what he likes, everyone gets an early goal and another goal, and then the afternoon. That's not how it is. You have to deal with the situation as they come, and it got very difficult because I got a very early goal. But I have to say, like after the first water break, there was like 3, 4, 5 big chances. We had, I think, a penalty situation maybe in our favor, and we kept knocking, and to crack that rock and to make it happen. Goalkeeper had unbelievable saves, so it got more and more difficult of course, but the reaction and the belief is one of a kind, and they were ready to keep doing what was necessary to do, and we found a way to win. Well deserved, by the way, well deserved.
A word on Harry Kane. We spend a lot of time talking about him, Thomas, but does he surpass even your expectations of him at this point?
Oh, that's what we expect from him. It's what we expect from him. I think it's what he expects from himself. Difficult matches, close matches. Harry's here to decide them, and it's top level.
And it was Anthony Gordon that set up both of his goals. Your substitutes in general, how pleased are you with the impact that they made?
Like I said, through the whole tournament, the energy and the team spirit is on highest level, and the commitment from everyone. And I think everyone fully understands in which part of the tournament we are at the moment and what it really takes. If you can see the level of support coming onto the pitch, but also from the players who are not selected, who don't even get minutes, they keep pushing and pushing. You see the faces, they're positive in the water breaks. That's what it takes. I think everyone feels very comfortable when he plays. Everyone feels comfortable when he is selected to finish the match, and because of the atmosphere that the team provides for each other.
Do you now need to harness what you saw in those, like take hold of what you saw in those final few minutes, the attacking impetus, the way you ground them down and the way you got those breaks?
This like you said, of course, we want to have it like easier and have the first goal and whatever. But if you have it, if you come back from 1-0 down, if you need maybe the last quarter of the match to be so strong, and we win again the second half, these are also the experiences that give you genuine belief. So you don't need a manager to tell you believe, because you felt it. And now that they felt it, and now they did a circle after the match together, then they have the reward in front of our fans, and these are the moments. And I think they are very well aware of what they did. They know what it took today, and they're just fully committed. I feel a team that's fully committed and full of belief.
Well done today, Tom.
Understandably, Joe, he's making a big thing of the togetherness and the fighting back from a goal down, as you would do.
Yeah, he's got to remain positive, and I think he means it. This is a guy who doesn't make things up. He doesn't just try and pander to the press or pander to us at home. He tells the truth, and I think when he goes into a deep dive, he'll be understanding it wasn't their best performance, but ultimately in these games, and Harry Kane talked about it, sometimes you've just got to dig deep and rely on each other, and that kind of family feel will be massive with England pushing on in this tournament.
Yeah, I think that's a big positive in terms of the art. You can see the art together, and you don't win that game if you're not together, and as a group, and the subs coming on, not sulking, coming on, having a real impact. So I think that is a real positive from the manager's point of view.
Big improvements to make, but you can take the positives from that, 100%.
They got through it.
They got through.
And they are in the last 16. Thank you to the three of you. Now, get ready to do it all again on Sunday. Deep breaths, everybody.